Are you still eating these 7 common fruits every week? If you're over 60, they could secretly be weakening your legs and you might not even realize it. Even healthy looking fruits can work against your strength as you age. Let's reveal what they are and why they matter. Welcome to my Senior Health Tips. I'm David, and every week I share simple, research-backed advice to help you stay strong, mobile, and independent, especially after 60. If you want to feel steady on your feet and confident in your body, you're in the right place. Today's video might surprise you, so stick around. And if this helps you, don't forget to tap subscribe. We've got more tips coming just for you. Fruit number 1, grapes. Let's start with a fruit that might surprise you, grapes. They're sweet, juicy, and often considered a healthy snack. But if you're over 60, here's something important to know. Grapes are extremely high in natural sugars. Now, sugar in fruit isn't automatically bad, but grapes pack a big sugar punch in a very small portion. Just 1 cup can contain over 20 grams of sugar, and most of it hits your bloodstream fast. That quick sugar rush can cause spikes in insulin, and for seniors, that's a problem. As we age, our insulin sensitivity naturally declines, especially if we're not moving as much as we used to. This can lead to more inflammation in the body, more fatigue, and yes, weaker leg muscles over time. Your muscles, especially the ones in your legs, need stable blood sugar and consistent energy, not sugar spikes and crashes. What's more, many people snack on grapes mindlessly. They're easy to overeat, and that can add up to more sugar than your body needs, causing long-term issues like joint stiffness, cramping, and decreased stability when walking or standing. I actually helped my neighbor Margaret with this exact issue. She was eating grapes every evening, thinking it was a light snack, but she kept waking up with sore legs. We swapped them for something better, more on that in a second, and within a week, she said her legs felt less heavy and her sleep improved too. What to do instead? Now, don't worry. This doesn't mean you have to cut out fruit completely. Instead of grapes, go for berries like blueberries, raspberries, or blackberries. They're lower in sugar, packed with antioxidants, and better for managing blood sugar. Just a small handful of berries can satisfy your sweet tooth without spiking your insulin. Plus, they support your joints and circulation, both important for keeping your legs strong and steady. Simple takeaway message: grapes equals too much sugar to fast. Switch to berries in moderation to protect your leg strength and overall energy. Fruit number 2, bananas, the overripe ones. Next up is another fruit that seems healthy, and it is, in moderation. But the way you eat it matters more than you might think. We're talking about bananas, especially overripe bananas, the kind with lots of brown spots. As bananas ripen, their starch turns into simple sugars. This makes them much higher on the glycemic index, meaning they raise your blood sugar more quickly than less ripe ones. For older adults, that's where the issue starts. When blood sugar spikes fast, the body releases insulin to bring it back down. Over time, these spikes and crashes can affect your energy, balance, and leg strength. Think of it like this. If you eat a very ripe banana on an empty stomach, your body gets a sudden surge of sugar, followed by a crash. You might feel tired, shaky, or less steady on your feet not long after. That sugar roller coaster can lead to poor muscle performance, especially in the legs and hips, the key areas for walking and standing safely. I spoke to a viewer recently, James, age 72. He started noticing that after his morning banana, he'd feel dizzy or weak during his walks. We looked at his routine and realized it wasn't the banana. It was the fact that it was always overripe and eaten alone. We made a small change, and it made a big difference. What to do instead? Here's what you can do. If you enjoy bananas, eat them slightly underripe, just yellow with no brown spots. Pair them with a protein or healthy fat, like a spoon of peanut butter or some Greek yogurt. This slows down the sugar release and gives your muscles more sustained energy. And if you're trying to avoid sugar spikes altogether, choose fruits with a lower glycemic impact, like apples or pears with the skin on. Simple takeaway message: overripe bananas equals sugar spike plus energy crash. Fruit number 3, pineapple. Fruit number 3 is one that's delicious, tropical, and often praised for its vitamin C. But for many older adults, pineapple can do more harm than good, especially when eaten often. Why? Two main reasons. It's very acidic, and it's also high in sugar. Let's talk about the acidity first. Pineapple contains compounds like citric acid and bromelain. These may irritate your mouth, gums, or even your digestive system, especially if you already deal with acid reflux, indigestion, or sensitive teeth. Now add the sugar factor. Pineapple is one of the highest sugar fruits, with about 16 grams of sugar per cup, most of it fast absorbing. This combination of acid plus sugar can lead to inflammation inside the body, particularly in your joints and muscles, and over time, that inflammation may contribute to leg soreness, stiffness, or difficulty moving around comfortably. I recently heard from Clara, a 68-year-old viewer. She loved starting her day with a big pineapple smoothie, until her knees started aching more than usual. When she cut back and replaced it with something gentler, she noticed her legs didn't feel as stiff in the mornings. What to do instead? So here's what to try. If you enjoy pineapple, have a small portion and pair it with a food that helps buffer the acidity, like plain yogurt or a handful of nuts. Even better, choose lower acid, lower sugar fruits like melon or kiwi in moderation. They're gentler on your joints and easier on digestion, both of which support better mobility and less leg discomfort. Simple takeaway message, repeat for retention. Pineapple equals acidic plus sugary equals possible inflammation. Try melon or kiwi instead, and always eat it in small portions with a buffer. Fruit number 4. Canned fruit in syrup. Fruit number 4 might be sitting right in your pantry. We're talking about canned fruit in syrup, fruits like peaches, pears, fruit cocktails, all soaking in a sweet liquid that seems harmless. But here's what many don't realize, that syrup is not natural juice. It's often a mix of refined sugar, corn syrup, and preservatives. Even the light syrup varieties can pack more sugar than a candy bar. This creates a hidden danger, especially for adults over 60. Why? Because as we age, our metabolism slows down, and our bodies aren't as efficient at handling excess sugar. That added sugar can lead to chronic inflammation, which wears down your joints and leg muscles over time. And don't forget the preservatives. Many canned fruits include additives like sodium benzoate or artificial flavorings, which may cause bloating, fluid retention, or even contribute to joint stiffness in some people. My friend Harold, age 74, used to enjoy canned peaches every evening with whipped cream, but he started noticing swelling in his ankles and heaviness in his legs. After we looked at the label on his fruit can, he was shocked. 24 grams of added sugar in just half a cup. We swapped that out for something cleaner, and the difference in his energy and comfort was almost immediate. What to do instead? So here's a simple fix. If you enjoy fruit from a can, look for versions labeled packed in 100% juice, not syrup. Even better, drain and rinse the fruit under cold water to wash off as much extra sugar as possible. Or skip the can entirely and enjoy fresh or frozen fruit without added sugar. Frozen berries, mango chunks, or peach slices are often flash frozen at peak ripeness with no syrup, no preservatives, and no unwanted surprises. Simple takeaway message. Canned fruit in syrup equals hidden sugar plus preservatives. Choose fruit in 100% juice, or go fresh and frozen to protect your legs and joints. Smash that subscribe button and like this video. If you care, share this video with other seniors. This might just save their life. Fruit number 5. Fruit juice, orange, apple, etc. Now, this one surprises a lot of people. Fruit juice like orange juice, apple juice, and even grape juice sounds healthy, right? But for seniors, drinking juice regularly might be doing more harm than good. Here's the truth. Most store-bought juices are stripped of fiber, leaving you with concentrated sugar in liquid form. Even if the label says 100% juice, a single glass can contain 25 to 30 grams of sugar, about the same as a can of soda. When we eat whole fruit, the fiber helps slow down the absorption of sugar, giving our body time to process it. But without that fiber, The sugar in juice hits your bloodstream fast. That leads to blood sugar spikes, followed by crashes that leave you feeling tired, dizzy, or even shaky. Over time, these rapid sugar swings can lead to muscle fatigue, especially in the legs, and contribute to inflammation that affects balance and joint health. Let me share a quick story. Dorothy, age 69, started her mornings with a glass of orange juice, thinking it would give her energy. But instead, she often felt weak by mid-morning and needed to sit down. Her doctor suggested cutting back the juice and adding a protein breakfast instead. Within a week, she noticed she could walk longer without needing to rest. Tip on what to do instead. Here's what to try. If you enjoy juice, cut it with water, half juice, half water, or better yet, infuse water with real fruit slices like lemon, berries, or cucumber. Want real nutrition? Eat the whole fruit instead. An orange with the peel left on and white pith still intact gives you fiber, vitamin C, and a more gradual sugar release, keeping your legs stronger and your energy steadier. Simple takeaway message. Fruit juice equals no fiber plus fast sugar spike. Choose whole fruit or fruit-infused water to protect your muscles and joints. Subscribe now if you haven't. The next tip may surprise you and just save your life. Fruit number 6. Watermelon. Now don't be surprised by this one. Watermelon. It's sweet, refreshing, and perfect for hot weather. But for older adults, eating too much watermelon can actually leave you feeling tired and weak, especially in the legs. Here's why. Watermelon has a very high glycemic index, which means it causes a fast spike in blood sugar after you eat it. Even though it's mostly water, its natural sugars are absorbed quickly by the body. This rapid spike can be followed by a sudden drop in energy, which many people over 60 describe as feeling sluggish or shaky, especially if they haven't eaten protein or fiber alongside it. When this cycle happens frequently, it may contribute to muscle fatigue, poor stamina, and even mild leg weakness over time. And while watermelon does have some vitamins, like vitamin C, and a compound called lycopene, it doesn't offer much in terms of fiber or protein. So it doesn't do much to sustain your energy, particularly if you're eating it alone as a snack or meal. I remember a conversation with Charles, age 71. He used to eat a big bowl of cold watermelon in the afternoons, but afterward, he often needed to lie down. He thought it was just the heat, but when he started pairing smaller portions with a few almonds or a boiled egg, he noticed he didn't crash anymore. Tip: what to do instead. Here's a smarter way to enjoy watermelon. Eat it in moderation and try combining it with a healthy fat or protein. A small serving of watermelon alongside a few walnuts or some plain Greek yogurt helps slow sugar absorption, keeping your energy steady. Or switch it up with lower glycemic fruits like berries or peaches, which provide antioxidants without the same blood sugar spike. Simple takeaway message. Watermelon equals high glycemic equals sugar spike plus crash. Pair it with protein or fat, or enjoy lower glycemic fruits for better energy and leg strength. Fruit number 7. Dried fruits, raisins, dates, etc. Last but not least, dried fruits. That includes raisins, dates, prunes, dried apricots, and similar snacks. They seem like a healthy choice, natural, easy to carry, and often marketed as energy boosting. But for older adults, dried fruit can be a sneaky sugar bomb. Here's the issue. When fruit is dried, the water is removed, but all the natural sugar is concentrated. A handful of raisins. That's like eating a full cup of grapes in one bite without the hydration, and without much fiber. Most dried fruits are also very high in fructose, a type of sugar that, in large amounts, can promote inflammation and even contribute to fatigue and joint stiffness. Some even have added sugar or preservatives, like sulfur dioxide, which may trigger headaches or digestive issues in sensitive individuals. For seniors, this is especially concerning. Why? Because our blood sugar regulation gets weaker with age, and that excess fructose can lead to energy crashes and even worsen leg pain or a heaviness. Let me tell you about Marie, age 76. She loved snacking on dates while watching TV in the afternoon, but she started noticing her legs felt heavier and her knees more achy afterward. When we tracked her snacks, we found she was getting the sugar equivalent of 2 sodas just from dried fruit. Once she swapped to a few fresh berries with almonds, she felt lighter and more energized. Tip: what to do instead? If you love dried fruit, the key is portion control. Limit to 1 to 2 tablespoons and always pair with a source of healthy fat or protein, like a few nuts or plain Greek yogurt. Or go fresh. Whole fruit has more water, more fiber, and fills you up with less sugar per bite. Fresh apple slices, a few grapes, or a small banana will give you sweetness without the sugar overload. Simple takeaway message: dried fruits equals sugar bombs in small packages. Choose small portions, pair with protein, or go fresh to protect energy and leg strength. My aunt, she's 72, always believed she was eating healthy. She snacked on dried fruits, drank fresh juice daily, and kept bananas on hand. But over time, she started feeling more tired after walking, and her legs felt heavier. We didn't make huge changes, just swapped a few of the fruits. She was eating for better options, and within just a few weeks, she told me, "I feel steadier, and my energy lasts longer in the afternoon." Sometimes, it's the small shifts that make the biggest difference. Now you know which fruits might be working against your leg strength. But what about the ones that can support stronger muscles, better balance, and steady energy? I'll cover the best fruits to eat after 60 in next week's video. So be sure to tap subscribe so you don't miss it. And I'd love to hear from you. Did any of these surprise you? Are you already avoiding some of them? Leave a comment below. I read every single one. If this helped, give it a quick like. It helps others find these tips too.